Hello, this is JinSwords bringing you my 5th Wi-Fi battle upload. This is another UU match, but this one is against Mienshanes. He's a really cool battler. I definitely recommend him. You should definitely check him out. Link will be in the description. This is actually one of 2 battles we had. The other one was an NU battle, and I will be uploading that from his point of view. And looking at my team, I have Fake Out, Ambipom, Gligar and Empoleon Core, Scarfed Rotom, Life Orb Nidoking, and Spinning Hitmontop Standard. And his team, he has the Fighting Dark Psychic Core and the Fire Water Grass Core. I see that if I can take out his Roserade, my Rotom can really do some big damage. So let's get right into the battle. Alright, so he leads off with his Mienshao as I lead off with my Ambipom. And I know that Ambipom is naturally faster than Mienshao, and excuse me for that, and I'm jolly, so I will automatically outspeed that Mienshao when I go for Fake Out. So he's going to bring in his Arcanine, which gets the Intimidate off, which shows me that he is not Flash Fire, so I can safely go for Fire moves. And I'm going to Fake Out it. It does alright amount of damage, not that great. So I'm going to, I expect him that he is a Morning Sun defensive set. So I'm going to go for U-turn. It does a good amount of damage thanks to a critical hit. And I'm going to go out into my Hitmontop, because my Hitmontop also has the Intimidate, and Arcanines tend to be physical attackers. So here, he's going to go for a Flare Blitz. This does a surprisingly amount of damage. That does a lot of damage, considering that he did it to a Hitmontop, and he was at -1 attack. Did almost half. I was really surprised. So we're both going to get leftover recoveries, and he's still at slightly below half, as I'm slightly above half. I'm going to go for Fake Out here, just to get some damage off, see if he actually stays in, and he does. So, it does a little bit of damage, not too much, and now, fearing the Mach Punch or close combat, knowing that he can't kill me, he's actually going to switch out into his Roserade, and I make a poor play, and I go for a Sucker Punch, and because I went for Sucker Punch, it does 0 damage to his Roserade. So he basically got a free switch into it. And I don't like this matchup, but neither does he apparently, so he's going to switch out into his Mienshao, as I switch out into my Empoleon. And that was a very good switch on his part. He completely predicted that. That was a very good prediction. So I'm going to switch out my Empoleon, go into my Hitmontop as he goes for a high jump kick, and this does a lot of damage. A lot of damage, and I don't like it. And my Hitmontop is basically almost useless at this point. So he's going to go in his Roserade, as I'm going to switch out into my Nidoking, predicting him to actually go into his Roserade, so it was a good prediction on my part. And I didn't want him to stay in, and even if he did stay in and go for another high jump kick, Nidoking could have taken that, because he resists it, expecting that Mienshao to be Scarfed or Banded, because I did not see a Fake Out. So I'm going to go for Fire Blast. He said this was his defensive set, special defensive set, excuse me, so it does not actually kill him, which is really surprising. A modest Life Orbed Fire Blast from a Nidoking. And he goes for Giga Drain, gets some good damage off me. And now here he makes a very poor decision. He lets his Roserade die. Now this is definitely going to help me, because now he has nothing that resists my Rotom's Thunderbolt. But we'll deal with that when it comes. So he goes into his Blastoise. I'm going to switch out into my Empoleon, because my Empoleon is a Wall Breaker. It is completely special defensive, has 252 HP, 252 special defense, and it has Scald, Roar, Knockoff, and Stealth Rock. But he goes for Dark Pulse, and he reveals, which means that must be the Zoroark. And until I can get my Stealth Rocks up, I cannot tell the difference between Zoroark and another Pokemon. But here I get my rocks up, so if he goes into Zoroark, I'll know whether it's his Zoroark or actually his Mienshao, because his Mienshao will take 1/16 of his HP from Stealth Rocks, while Zoroark will take 1/8. So now I'm going to go into my Hitmontop, just as Death Fodder, and he's going to actually go for U-turn, and it does very little. Resisted, hit, -1 attack, you guys know the deal. And he switches out into his Blastoise again. This must be the real Blastoise, as he does have leftovers. Very few Zoroarks have leftovers because they're frail as hell. And I'm just gonna go for Fake Out. Predicting him to stay in, or if he wants to switch out, still do some good damage. And now he actually has his Stealth Rocks up. Now that is really strange. I mean, oh no, my bad. He goes for Rapid Spin, and he gets rid of my rocks, because he does not like rocks. He does not want me to tell the difference between his Zoroark and his other Pokemon, which is a good decision. So I go for Close Combat, expecting him just to kill me with a Scald. And now he goes for Scald, and he's just going to take me out. But before that, I do go for Sucker Punch. Just get some more damage off. It does minuscule damage, insignificant. And he's just going to take out my Hitmontop. So he's going to get his leftover recoveries, as I'm going to go into my Rotom, seeing this as a good opportunity to just start a mini sweep, or maybe even a full sweep if I can, with my Scarfed Rotom. So I'm going to go for Thunderbolt. He said this was his special defensive set, so he didn't think that this Thunderbolt would actually take him out, but Rotom has a very respectable special attack stat in, I believe, base 108, and I'm modest, so it's going to be pretty powerful. And he goes into his Azelf. I thought Azelf was more frail than it actually is, but it actually is alright defensive, not too shabby, not too great. So I go for Thunderbolt, and it doesn't take him out, it does about 3/4, and he's going to go for Psychic. But because of Rotom's great defenses, he's going to take that like a champ. And now he goes for Protect, wanting to see if I stay in with Thunderbolt, maybe, I don't know. But I'm just going to keep going, Thunderbolt, and kill him, so that Protect was completely useless in the end. So, now he's going to bring in his Mienshao, and I'm not sure if this is the Zoroark or if it's not the Zoroark, but I'm also really scared of the Hidden Power Ice. I don't want to switch to my Gligar, but I do anyways. And it turns out it is his Mienshao. He does go for a high jump kick, and he misses. It's not that significant towards the end of the battle, because it doesn't come back to him, and it would have done very little to me anyways. So now he goes into Zoroark, and it does not have its illusion ability right now, because as you can see the Zoroark sprite, and it has Dark Pulse. It does nothing, and I'm just going to go for a U-turn to scout out what he does, and it gets some good damage off. I mean, this Gligar has absolutely no attack investment, and that U-turn did about 50%. So that's just how frail Zoroark is. I'm going to go to my Ambipom, because I know that his Zoroark cannot take anything from my Ambipom, and I'm just going to go right for the Fake Out. And this should actually take out the Zoroark. Oh, excuse me, I go for U-turn. And this does not actually quite take out his Arcanine, which is bad, which means he will be able to get another hit off. But now I'm going to go into my Empoleon, which was a bad decision. I should have actually gone into my Rotom, because I know I could take an extreme speed, but or else feed him and just take him out with Thunderbolt. But I do go into my Empoleon, and I completely forgot about the close combat. And at this point, he was wishing for crit, and I was wishing for no crit, and he does not get a crit. But that still does a major amount of damage. That was really surprising. So I'm just going to take him out with Scald. And now he has his Zoroark and Mienshao left, as I have my Empoleon, Rotom, Gligar, Nidoking, and Ambipom. Although the score is 5-2, I'm really scared, because if his Mienshao is Scarfed and he goes for Hidden Power Ice and does take my Gligar out, then I have nothing to take his High Jump Kick, assuming he's Scarfed. So he just goes for a High Jump Kick. I thought he'd go for Hidden Power Ice, predicting the Gligar, because he was talking about that earlier. And so now but he goes for High Jump Kick, takes out my Empoleon. Now the score is 4-2 in my favor. So I'm gonna go for Fake Out my Ambipom, and it does not quite take out the Mienshao. Now, I know he could be Scarfed, and I don't want him to take me out with the High Jump Kick, so I go into my Rotom, thinking that I could take it, or maybe he'd switch. But this High Jump Kick actually completely and utterly destroys my Rotom-Heat form. So now the score is 3-2 in my favor, and it's really close. And now he's going to go into his Zoroark. He has nothing to take my Ambipom right now. As long as I can fake out, switch, I'm set to go. So this fake out, it does take out his Zoroark. And I don't want to stay into this Mienshao, so I'm just gonna go in hard switch into my Gligar, and he's gonna go for High Jump Kick. It is not gonna do much, and he's gonna go for another one afterwards, but he's gonna miss, and he's just gonna take himself out. It did have very little effect to the ending of the game, so even though he did miss twice, it's unfortunate for him, but it had no change to the outcome. But I would have locked myself into Hidden Power Ice, because it would Super Effect my Gligar, probably take me out. Super Effect my Nidoking at the range of HP I was at, could take me out. And Ambipom is pretty frail, and it was at low amount of HP, so that could have taken me out if, say, he lived Fake Out, or I had misclicked or something. But either way, great game, Mienshanes. Definitely check them out, guys. Please rate, please comment, please subscribe. It really helps me. And thank you very much for watching, and goodbye, YouTube. Oh yes, and stay tuned for the NU battle, and stay tuned for more.